Hi everyone, Rainey with my Dream Boat project here, and today I want to speak to you about the boat that I'm going to build. I mentioned a little bit when I said I'm back in the last video, but I didn't show you anything. So I was thinking, here I am building a boat, and they're going to be wondering what I'm doing. So the boat I'm going to be building is called a Chesapeake Bay Deadrise boat. You'll see a lot of those in the Maryland area there in Chesapeake Bay. They use them for oystering and a lot of other fishing type things. Now, the one I'm building is actually called the Tangier. Unfortunately, I don't have a set of plans that I could put on the computer to show you, but I have a similar one, and I'm going to go ahead and show you some pictures of basically the plans, similar boats to it, and different things that I'd like to do to it to get your opinion. If you could think of things that I could add to it, because I like little do-jiggies to add to it to make it a more enjoyable experience for when it's done, let me know. And I have questions along the way, so I'm going to bring up a few questions to you to see what you think. So without any further ado, let me go ahead and do a little screen share right here. And I'm going to make this bigger. So this one here is similar to the Tangier. It's a smaller version called the Pocomoke, but you can see the basic design. Now mine is going to have a full cabin instead of a partial cabin. Okay, so it's going to be going most of the way. And I have a little drawing that I'm going to show you having to do with it. Now this here just happens to be the Tangier, one that's built by a friend of mine out in California. He did a wonderful job building a fishing boat. What I want to do is take the cabin and enlarge it, make it longer over here, and also have a fly bridge as well, so like what he has. So that gives you an idea of the size of it. Now here's some makeshift plans I drew. This is the first version. Again, I'm doing this on my computer, so they're not a really good looking plan. I can't round the things I want to do, but this gives you an idea of how I want to do it. Now let me show you, this was the beginning version, and I've actually progressed it to this one here. So this one will show you a little bit more about what my intentions are. What I'd like to do is I want to have a door on both sides. As you can see right over here, I want a door on both sides to be able to get out and be able to walk around the front right here. And I also want to have like a sitting space here, and I'll give you an idea showing you a picture of one in a future picture, in a future shot. Now inside I get some unique things. So like I said, in the front there's going to be the door to go out on both sides. Behind me is going to be a bed, which you see right over here. And now these are kind of collapsible things. This is a desk that collapses down, but when the desk is up, the bed is going to come down. And now you're going to see, well, you can't see it on this one, but there's an indentation in the ceiling, and the bed is going to be up there, and it's going to come down like with a hydraulic type thing. I've seen this in a tiny house. It's a really wonderful looking gig where I can bring the bed up and it goes in the ceiling, so it's not around during the daytime. And at nighttime, you press a button and it comes down, so you get a nice bed in the middle of the room. Makes like a big bedroom. And of course, at the foot of the bed there on the left side, you see there's going to be the whole kitchen station with the sink and the refrigerator and a big coffee station if I want Raluca to drive with me. Now behind here, this is going to be a sliding door that closes, because on this side will be the shower, and on this side will be the toilet and the sink. Now the toilet and the sink, the wall is just going to be wide enough for the toilet to sit there, and it's going to close. There'll be a door that closes, and when you need to use it, you'll open the door and have the sliding glass door come across, so this whole thing will be one big room. So someone can sit there and they can see across into the shower, or the shower when you're using it, that will be open so you can walk out. So this door will come right across, and that will be an entire room just for, a large room for shower. So it'll be basically, I think that's about probably 5 foot long, deep, by about 10 and a half foot wide. So it'll be comfortable as a bathroom. And then you go out into the deck in the back and have a couple chairs there for fishing and a swim deck. And that's also, you can see down here, that's going to be covered as well. Now, when I say covered, this is going to be like those roll up things, so they're going to roll right up into a little thing right over here. And now I want to have, when you come out the door, there's going to be a staircase going up there onto the top. Now I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to have the top, but like I said, we're going to have a fly bridge up there. But that's kind of the idea. Now, and I said this is a future version. I've seen some of the older Chesapeakes. I think they call them buy boats, some of the antique ones. I've seen a lot of them that have, it's almost like one of those Mississippi boats there, where instead of having a small underneath thing, well, let me show you here. Instead of having this over here, the little cabin underneath with a bed and everything, since I'm going to have the bed on top and I don't really want to have that space there, I'm going to cut that right out and it's going to go straight down so we can have walk around space. And so, in other words, the helm will go straight down to the ground. And you go out the door and you can walk right around. There might be a little bump just so I can have maybe a little storage down there and a place to sit in the front. And of course, I want to have doors coming right out so people can get on shore easy. So that's basically what it looks like. It is about 32 foot long by 11 foot wide, and there'll be a 2-foot swim deck off the back. And again, this is another Chesapeake Bay boat that I've seen. It doesn't have a cabin, but it has like a plastic thing in the back, just to kind of give you an idea of the comfort with enough people on there. That's what I'm looking for, is I want to have enough comfort that I can take these long trips, going the Great Loop and up and down the coast of the East Coast, from Maine down to wherever, New York, Florida, without a problem. Now, this boat here is a Coastal Worker 32 by Bruce Roberts. And the reason I'm showing that, Bruce is a great designer, by the way. I like the way he has it, how you come out the door here and walk all the way around. And this is how I want to have it. I want to have it so you can actually walk out the door on either side, okay, and walk around the front. But right behind me, the cabin will go right to the walls, as you can see, right to the side of the boat. So the helm station, with the pilot and the co-pilot, isn't going to be that wide. That's probably, I'm figuring once everything is said and done, it's going to be about maybe 5 or 6 feet wide. So normally I'll be driving it myself, but I'll have room for another chair beside me when I need to do that, when I have someone to talk to, whatever. And but right behind, it widens out, so there's room for the kitchen and the bed, and it's going to be like a nice big living room. What I want to do is have it all on the same level. But this gives an idea. I wanted to put this here so you can see kind of what. And here's another look at it. You can see where the door opens. You can go right into the cabin from the front, and the back cabin, the living room, goes right to the wall. So that's pretty close to how I like to have that look. I thought I'd put that up there to show you. And again, when I'm in there driving at the helm, there's not going to be a lot of room, and I'm going to have it rounded like that. I couldn't show that in the plans, but I'd like to have it rounded, and there'll be a door on each, so I could reach out and pretty much touch the doors. But it'll be easy to get up and get out from side to side if I'm going through a lock or something, like through when I'm doing the Great Loop there, up coming from the Great Lakes. There's some locks you're going to have to go through, especially when I go up towards Niagara Falls and those kind of things. And I'll be able to go up and go outside and tie up really fast. And also for docking. I like the idea of the windows like that, so you could look out, and it's just it's kind of a neat, almost like an airplane. Big cockpit down there. And this, matter of fact, is one of the old buy boats I was telling you about, one of the older Chesapeakes. What they did was, see how he made it flat right to the ground. And that's kind of how it goes. This one's a lot wider. I think this is like maybe an 18, 20 foot wide boat. So mine's not going to be that wide, but I like how it goes straight down. And this is just to give you an idea of the staircase. I don't want to have a ladder, okay? I'm getting on in years, and I don't want to be bothered with that. I think it's going to be a lot safer to have a staircase. I'm probably just going to have it just on the right side, the driver's side, and the other side will be a window where the staircase is. And remember, I said I wanted it flat in the front, so it's going to be flat in the front, so you can walk around, and there'll be room in the front, kind of like this here, to put a couple chairs to sit down, or maybe even if I do a small underneath cabin, maybe only sticking out about this much, I can make it a couple chairs so they can sit back too. But I like this idea better. So that's what I'm thinking, fore cabin or not, I mean, I'm not going to use it. I'm kind of claustrophobic. I don't like to go down there. And even at nighttime, I'd like to have the windows. I'd like to be on the main floor. So that's what I want to do with that. And this shows you another gentleman who's been building one, shows you one that he built so you can get an idea of the size of the boat. And, oh, this is that boat with the cabin I was showing you about with the windows. This is the old one. It's called the Veteran. You can see that online. Type in Veteran, Chesapeake Bay, Deadrise, and you'll show this. This is a pretty old boat, and I love the look of it, but I like the rounded cabin. You see how it goes wider, and you have the living room. I'll learn all the names of the boat later on, folks, but just easier to say it right now. So you got the wrap around where you drive, and then it widens out for the cabin. Now that's going to be a lot further forward. I'm not going to have this bottom piece right over here because there's not going to be anything. So this will be lower, and the whole thing will probably start right around here. Okay. And I don't know what's going on with the mouse, so I apologize for all the flickering going on here. I'm trying to stop that. So that kind of gives you an idea of how I'd like to have it. I'd like to also have something on the roof so I can kind of swing over and pick up a dinghy and bring it over, but I haven't figured out yet. And these are the things I got to figure out. If I'm going to put something on the roof, if I'm just using it for a dinghy, does it have to go right through the roof and be mounted to the floor for stability, or can I just have it mounted to the ceiling so I don't have an unsightly or an in the way pole going through the middle? I actually saw a boat a while back similar to this, where they had the pole coming out of the roof that was for, I guess, the winch for bringing the boat in the ceiling, and it was also a small sail to kind of give them, maybe you'll get a couple knots, who knows, but like an emergency type thing, or for stability when you're in the ocean. I like that idea too, but again, I don't want to have something going right through through the ceiling. So that's what I have there. And I hope you enjoyed what I showed you. If you have any ideas, you could let me know what you think about the winch on the roof, if it has to be stable, if I could put a sail to it, or any other ideas. And by the way, this is going to be an outboard. I'd like it to be a twin outboard. And it was from, 60, 80, 90 horsepower each. So I want to have a backup. If I'm out in Mississippi or New Orleans and one of my motors goes, I don't want to be, stranded. So I have another one that I could use, or use the both of them if I need to get moving someplace a little quicker than 8 or 10 knots. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed my Deadrise, and I wanted to give you an idea of what I was going to be working on. And with that, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye now.